Our solar system. Sol in Roman mythology is the sun god. Solar means related to the sun. The family of the sun is therefore called the solar system. Our solar system consists of the sun, 8 planets, many moons, millions of small bodies like asteroids and comets, and huge quantity of dust grains and gases. In order of their distances from the sun, the 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All these planets move around the sun in fixed elongated paths. These elongated paths are called orbits. Mercury is the nearest to the sun. It takes only about 88 days to complete one round along its orbit. Venus is considered as Earth's twin because of its size and shape are very much similar to that of the Earth. The nebula from which our solar system is supposed to have been formed started its collapse and core formation sometime 5 to 5.6 billion years ago, and the planets were formed about 4.6 billion years ago. Out of the 8 planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are called as the inner planets, as they lie between the Sun and the belts of asteroids. The other 4 planets are called outer planets. The first 4 planets are called terrestrial, meaning Earth-like, as they are made up of rock and metals and have relatively high densities. The rest 4 planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, are called Jovian or gas giant planets. Jovian means Jupiter-like. Most of them are much larger than the terrestrial planets and have thick atmosphere, mostly of helium and hydrogen. Now the question is, why the inner planets are rocky while others are mostly in gaseous form? The difference can be attributed to the following conditions. The terrestrial planets were formed in the close vicinity of the parent star, in this case the Sun, where it was too warm for gases to condense to solid particles. Jovian planets were formed at quite a distant location. The solar wind was most intense nearer the Sun, so it blew off lots of gas and dust from the terrestrial planets. The solar winds were not all that intense to cause similar removal of gases from the Jovian planets. The terrestrial planets are smaller and their lower gravity could not hold the escaping gases. Apart from the stars, planets and satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies which also move around the Sun. These bodies are called asteroids. They are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Scientists are of the view that the asteroids are part of a planet which exploded many years back. Now we will discuss what are comets, meteoroid, meteor, and meteorites. A body of ice, rock, and dust that can be several miles in diameter and orbits the Sun is called comet. Meteoroid is a small rocky or metal object, usually between the size of a grain of sand or a boulder, that orbits the Sun. Meteoroid originates from the comet or asteroid. A meteoroid that enters the Earth's atmosphere and vaporizes, also called a shooting star. is known as meteor. A meteor that hits the earth without burning up in the atmosphere is known as meteorite. Moon is the only natural satellite of the earth. A satellite is a celestial body that moves around the planets in the same way as the planets move around the sun. Its diameter is only 1/4 of that of the earth. It appears so big because it is nearer to our planet than other celestial bodies. It is about 3,84,400 kilometers away from the earth. The moon moves around the earth in about 27 days. It takes exactly the same time to complete one spin. That's why only one side of the moon is visible to us on the earth. It is now generally believed that the formation of moon as a satellite of the earth is an outcome of a giant impact, or what is described as the big split. The big split. A body as the size of 1 to 3 times that of Mars collided into the earth sometime shortly after the earth was formed. It blasted a large part of the earth into space. This portion of blasted material then continued to orbit the earth and eventually formed into the present moon about 4.44 billion years ago.